All right, caucus race. Okay, so this is not one that I'm gonna break down and then play the music and do with, because overall, we're in a pretty good spot with it. There are some inconsistencies. I'm gonna read some notes. I think I forgot to read these when we had our all of us together on Friday thing. So I'm gonna read through these notes. I'm gonna pick a couple sections and a couple steps that I'm gonna work on and break down, but you all know the song and you can look it up for timing and stuff and for listening through it. But I'm more concerned about some technique stuff and then some risk-taking stuff and less about knowing the choreography with the music, because we're in a pretty good place with that. So our notes are, I wrote no entrance timing, so that's with level 3. I don't think I assigned you a 1, 2, or 3. You need to saute in when they're sauteing though, so you can get in the middle of them to make that formation, because they have to make a circle around you. So we need to do that when we're all back together. I need bigger movements in center, so I need more resistance in your movements, like you're really swimming in water. And I need them bigger because level 3 is moving around you and it's kind of hard to see. And that's on purpose. I do want it to be hard to see, but I don't want you all to get lost and look like you're trying to do the same thing, but you're not doing it together. So it's not the difference in, it's not the difference in what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. So you can still do like a tendu with a reach, but it's the difference in doing it like pushing through water and crossing it that way instead of being like, cross. And nobody's being that careless with it, but I want you to put a little more work into it. Even when you're like jumping, make sure you're like coming out of it. Like you know when fish jump out of the water and they splash back in? When they're underwater, it's really smooth, and then it's a little more spastic when they jump. So you have to find that action of like big jumping, we can't slow that down, into like catching yourself and coming out of it, or like big jump, catching it and moving through that. Let me see, my next note, smaller steps in your shuffle waves. So you all are bumping into each other, and I think it's because you're being a little unpredictable with how big your steps are, and that's taking you on an unusual pathway. So if we all committed to doing little itty bitty steps like up, then like itty bitty back, then your pathway, you can't unexpectedly take a step to the right if your steps are really tiny. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So like the smaller we do all of these little shuffles, the better odds we have of not crashing. And if you crash, just move past each other, you know? It's not the end of the world. We're all gonna be fine. At the beginning, you know I'm a psycho about this, cross your 5th positions. Oh my goodness, there's nothing in this world I think I hate more than a 3rd position. Cross your 5ths. When we're doing all that stuff from the shiver to when we're in the straight line doing this stuff, 5th, home base, yeah, don't lose it. Consistent runs, that's kind of what I was saying in the other video about down the rabbit hole. We need to pick what kind of run we're doing and then make sure our steps are as consistent as they can be. I know we have a wide range of heights in this dance, but we need to say like, we are doing pedestrian runs as far as we can, or we are doing pedestrian runs in a comfortable jog, or we are doing ballet runs at this pace. That's something we can talk about all together in the sections that I'm gonna clean in this video. I'll talk pretty specifically about what I want. Pointed feet, I have it underlined. That is my #1 concern in this piece. And the sections I'm gonna work on, pointed feet are so unbelievably important, yeah? We're having some arm issues on our like chasse maypole part that we repeat twice, so we're gonna go over that really specifically. Our arms on our final cannon are funky too, so that's the other section that I'm really worried about. We need to fill up more time at the end before we all make that circle around Alice. It might be as simple as we need to make one more run around her before we take her kneeling positions. That's probably something we need to do all together though. And the last thing I have is more risk on your runs. This section when we're running forward and pulling back. Remember that I've asked for those arms to go out and around like you're grabbing, and then down around your stomach, yeah? So the bigger risk we take on those, the better it looks. The audience doesn't really understand difficulty in the ways we do, so we have to show them what we're trying to show with that. And right there, we're making like an inconsistent wave pattern with each other. So we have to use our arms and our bodies to show like the ebb and flow of that whole section. That's the whole point of that. So more risk on that. But let's go back. Let's clean those two big sections that I'm concerned about. Those are the maypole section that we repeat, and then the cannon at the end is just really fast. I'm gonna do it with the camera in the back so I look like I'm going the proper direction to you guys. So you're always starting on your right leg, and you're always chassing on your right, and then chassing on your left. I think sometimes we panic and we get confused, especially in that first circle. So it goes chasse, right, chasse, left, chasse, passe, chasse, attitude, yeah? So that pattern just goes back and forth. I'm gonna have to break it up so I don't travel out of the realm of the camera. Those arms are really specific, so chasse, up, chasse, up, chasse, passe, chasse, attitude. Here's where it gets crazy. I think on Friday I saw Rachel do something funky, and maybe Cora and Alexis, you've consistently done something funky with these arms and legs. So from here, your arm that's up goes down, tilt, down, tilt. Then chasse on turn on, we're getting better. On turn on, up, on turn on, up. Now, the technical part of it is a chasse is a jump. So your feet have to point off the floor, yeah? So chasse, down, up, yeah? Your legs should touch in the air in a first position because you're going to a forward. So that's one of those points where you've got to point your feet. And we repeat that twice. So that has to be like beautiful. There has to be a reason we're repeating it. If it's the worst part of the dance, I don't want to repeat it. The other part is that end cannon. So let's do it. I'll do the group 1 counts and the group 2 counts. So group 1 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, into your straight line. Group 2 would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Did I mess that up? I'm gonna do group 2 again. I'm not convinced that was right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, into your straight line. I'm not sure I was right still. I'm gonna say it's okay. So if you could clean those 2 sections really specifically with pointed feet, correct counts, then I think we'd be in a really good spot. Let me do that group 2 one more time, I'm just not convinced. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I know what it was. 7, 8, 1, 2. I know what it is. Erase all of that group 2 stuff till right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Cool. So, I would just edit that out, but I don't know how to do that. So, if you could clean those 2 sections, be really specific with them, then in the next video we have for this, next week, we can go on to another section. All right, Caucus race, really, really good. Remember, it's Wave of Light, the live version. All right, see you guys soon.